This class will not be like any other. 2 years ago, I sat for 7 IGCSE exams. IGCSE stands for International General Certificate of Secondary Education. That experience remains as one of the most challenging ones in my academic life. Each and every one presented obstacles and difficulties. And just as my history teacher had said, they were not like any other. In history, we were encouraged to develop critical thinking, associating historical events and interpreting sources. In business, case studies were provided on which to apply the studied areas of business, proving that knowledge had actually been gained and not only memorized. In biology, not only did we have to cover an extensive syllabus with topics extremely varied and some that are never even mentioned in our national course, but also we were introduced into a completely different learning approach, the practical paper, in which we were asked to analyze data and draw conclusions from experiments on studied topics. These cases I have just pointed out serve as examples on how different these subjects are in comparison to the National Educational Program. Its topics, evaluation method, and studying approach are the core of IGCSE, and why I believe it has numerous positive ramifications on the way students are taught, especially on learning techniques. IGCSE's approach is by its own nature different from the Uruguayan program, and by complementation, students gain a more global learning experience. Now, I'm not going to discuss the effects that these exams have in terms of job or education opportunities. I think it's best to leave that to those who actually have profited from them. But I would like to emphasize on the effects that these exams have on students whose first language is not English. And I can say this after experiencing it firsthand. Having to learn whatever it is in another language is a completely different experience than learning the language itself. Because then you have two challenges. One is that you have to learn the content of the given subject, but you also have to understand the language. You also have to get through that barrier. It is through that process that your vocabulary is expanded, your grammar is corrected, and true immersion in the English language is achieved. Only can we say that we're bilingual if we can actually fully use the two languages. And that is why IGCSE offers a perfect opportunity to consolidate your English. So just as my history teacher once said, IGCSE is not like any other course, but it was definitely a beneficial and vital one for my life as a student.